Hi, welcome to Bubby's Reading Circle. I hope you enjoy our book today. Make sure you look us up on the web for more books.
You want to read a book? Say yes, Mom, I want to read a book. Good girl. Yeah, let's go read a book. Okay.
This is for all the grandbabies when we can't be there to read to you in person. We love you.
Bodie. Hey, Bodie. You're a muddy mess. You want to read a book? Bodie. You want to read a book? You want to read a book? Yeah? Should we read a book? Okay. Thanks, baby girl. Let's read a book. Today, it's Built for Speed. Disney Planes. Every day, Dusty's crop hopper would fly over the crops, spraying them with a vitamin minimulch. Dusty was a crop duster, but he dreamed of being a world champion racer. Dusty practiced every chance he got. "Let's run some obstacles," shouted his friend Chug. Dusty skimmed the treetops. "Woohoo!" he cried. Dusty planned to try out for the wings around the Globe Rally. He asked Skipper, a war hero who'd flown hundreds of missions, if he would be his coach. "Go home, kid," said the cranky old plane. "You're in over your head." At the tryouts, Dusty got his first look at a 3-time world champion, Rip Slinger. Dusty was different from other planes. It was the first time a crop duster had ever entered the competition. Rip Slinger said Dusty had no chance. When it was Dusty's turn to try out, the race fans laughed. Dusty did great, but his time was just a bit too slow. He went home and planned to give up his dream of being a racer. But a few days later, a race official came to Prop Wash Junction. He announced that the plane ahead of Dusty was dropped out. Dusty was in. Everyone was happy for Dusty, even Skipper. He agreed to be Dusty's coach. Skipper had Dusty run shadow sprints, racing the shadows of big planes that flew overhead. "If you can beat them," said Skipper, "you just might have a chance." One day, Skipper told Dusty his best chance of winning was to fly high in the sky and catch the powerful tailwinds. But Dusty liked to fly low. He was afraid of heights. The race would begin in New York City. Dusty was excited to be with the world's greatest flyers. He stopped to chat with the British racer Bulldog, winner of the European Cup, but Bulldog was in no mood to talk. "It's every plane for himself, matey," he said. Of course Rip Slinger was there too. "Good luck, farm boy," he sneered. Later, Dusty met El Chu, the indoor racing champion of Mexico. It was El Chu's first time in a long-distance rally too. "I will see you in the skies, amigo," he said. The next morning, a race official gave the signal and the race was underway. The first leg of the race was a sprint across North Atlantic to Iceland. Right from the very beginning, Dusty struggled to keep it up. A nasty hailstorm made things even worse. But Dusty didn't give up. By the time the racers reached Germany, he was doing better. Suddenly, Dusty saw a Bulldog leaking oil. "Mayday, mayday," Bulldog called. "I can't see." Dusty rushed to Bulldog's side and guided him to the airport. Bulldog was grateful. Dusty had saved his life. Sportscasters called Dusty a hero. Suddenly, Dusty was the most popular plane in the rally. Rip Slinger was angry the little crop duster was getting all the attention. He and his teammates made plans to knock Dusty out of the race. When it came time to race across the Pacific Ocean, Skipper gave Dusty some advice over the radio. "If you lose sight of the others," he said, "just keep the sun in your right." Then Dottie the mechanic told Dusty they were all going to meet him in Mexico. Dusty was excited. Over the Pacific, Rip Slinger's team broke off. Dusty's antenna without it, Dusty was soon lost. He kept the sun at his right, like Skipper had said, but he went way off course. Dusty was almost out of gas when Navy jets found him. The Jets led Dusty to the Dwight D. Eisenhower, the same carrier Skipper had served on. On board, Dusty learned that Skipper hadn't led hundreds of missions like everyone thought. He had only flown once. With a new antenna and a full tank of gas, Dusty took off for Mexico, but he flew right into a terrible storm. "Mayday," he yelled into the radio, "I'm going down." Luckily, a rescue chopper pulled Dusty out of the water before he sank to the bottom. Dusty, badly damaged, finally arrived in Mexico. He told Skipper what he had learned on the USS Eisenhower. Skipper admitted he'd only flown one mission. He had led a squadron into a fierce battle, but Skipper was the only survivor, and he never flew again. He was too afraid. Dusty turned away. Skipper had lied to him. Dusty didn't feel like racing anymore. Besides, Dottie didn't have the parts to fix him. But the other racers had grown fond of Dusty. "Amigo, I cannot bear the thought of racing without you," said El Chu. Ishani, the elegant racer from India, brought Dusty a spare propeller. "Perhaps it would bring you luck," she said. One by one, Dusty's new friends gave him all the parts he needed. "This is fantastic," said Dottie. Dusty was back in the race. The planes took off for New York on the final leg of the race. Rip Slinger ordered his team to take care of Dusty once and for all. But just as they made their move, Skipper roared out of the sky and knocked down the attackers. Skipper cried, "Dusty, you're flying again." "Thanks to you," Skipper replied. "Now go get 'em." With the burst of speed, Rip Slinger zoomed ahead. Dusty knew the time had come. He pointed his nose straight up and found the courage to fly higher than he had ever before. Like Skipper promised, the tailwinds rocketed him through the sky. When Dusty came down out of the clouds, he was right on Rip Slinger's tail. As Rip Slinger neared the finish line, he tipped his wing. "Get my good side, fellas," he told the photographers. It was just the chance Dusty needed. He shot past Rip Slinger and won the race. Dusty, crop hopper, had made history. He was the first crop duster ever to win Rings Around the Globe Rally. The end.
Come join us again tomorrow for another story from Bubby's Barnyard. Join us on the web for more books anytime.